ultimate show on E-Vibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
I should try harder, so...
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hubs on E-Vibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Welcome to Global News on Signature TV. I am Barry Kumo Ado. In the headlines, ENUGU government flags of College of Nursing, Rehabilitation of School of Health, Oji River. ADC factions clash over leadership as protests hit Heineck headquarters. Trump slams NATO over Iran after meeting Rutte, renews Greenland threat. And Trump says U.S. forces to stay near Iran, ready for next conquest. Details in a moment.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
ENUGU State Governor Peter Mba has performed the groundbreaking ceremony of the College of Nursing Oji River, with a promise that the project will be delivered in 4 months. The project includes the construction of a 176-bed hostel, a new administrative block and classrooms for the college, which will serve as a campus of the State College of Nursing. Performing the ceremony on behalf of Governor Mba, the Special Advisor on Health, Dr. Yomi Jaye, said the project reflects a deliberate commitment to fixing critical gaps in the health sector. He also announced plans by the government to carry out a massive renovation of facilities at the College of Health Technology, Oji River.
We are going to commission the foundation of our Oji River College of Nursing campus in this place today. And what that means is that the people in Oji River can now enroll for nursing program in our Enugu State College of Nursing Sciences. And more than that, the hostels that we have will also be part of the renovations that we are going to be doing as well. So I'm glad to tell you that your governor, our governor, Barrister Peter Mba, has good intention for every part of the state, and Oji River is not excluded. So this foundation is laid in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and for the good of the people of Oji River and Enugu State at large. Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, the work has started. Men, get to work. Don't let us come here next week and see that there is no men on site. Let me tell you, there are many layers of people watching you, and I will not tell you. Okay? Thank you. God bless everybody. These are the gentlemen These are the gentlemen on site, right? Yes, sir. I like the way you are looking, and I like the way you are properly dressed. Safety. Do you have your safety officer on ground? Yes, all right. So because you have to walk and feel safe, right? Thank you. Tomorrow is. Yeah.
The provost of the College of Health, Professor Lazarus ENUGU, said the moment carries deeper significance as it brings an end to the decades of neglect of the institution.
You can see it's a very important day in our history, the history of ENUGU State College of Health Technology of Nigeria. It might interest you to know, or you'll be disappointed to an extent, that the school started since 1947, forgotten by several governments. At all. You see, it was Sullivan, His Excellency Sullivan Chime, who tried to do something, who erected that our magnificent building, and enabled us to pack from that archaic house there to come over this place. And since then, actually, ENUGU did the little by finishing the change of ENUGU State School of Health. It was Sullivan who started it, but ENUGU changed it finally with Jaskolo. Usobado, sorry, Donatus Usobado. You know, that's his name. I took it all the time. Donatus Usobado. They helped in changing it from school.
Chairman of Oji River Local Government, Greg Anyebudike, who praised the governor for his intervention, said the council has done enough in the provision of scholarship to indigents of the area. The leadership crisis within the African Democratic Congress has escalated, with a faction led by Nafiu Bala Gombe staging a protest at the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja, demanding formal recognition. Gombe, alongside a Kogi State lawmaker Leke Abejide and hundreds of supporters, accused a rival group led by former Senate President David Mark of attempting to hijack the party's leadership in violation of its constitution. Addressing officials of the electoral body, Gombe insisted that due process must be followed, warning against what he described as efforts by moneybags to undermine internal democracy within the party. Also speaking, Abejide called on INEC to resist what he termed an attempted takeover, stressing that the ADC constitution requires a minimum of 2 years of active membership before contesting for leadership positions. In the same vein, the party's Director of Youth and Mobilization, Mohammed Saha, commended INEC for complying with a court order, but urged the Commission to go further by recognizing Gombe as authentic national chairman. This morning, on behalf of the Commissioner, INEC National Commissioner Abdullahi Abdul Zuru assured the protesters that their concerns will be reviewed and that the Commission will provide feedback. The protest comes barely 24 hours after a rival faction led by David Mark staged a separate demonstration in Abuja under the banner of #Occupy INEC, accusing the electoral body of actions undermining democracy and the party's internal structure. The back-to-back protests highlight a deepening division within the ADC, raising concerns about the party's stability ahead of future elections. PDP philosopher and thinker Professor Jerry Gana led the national chairman of a faction of the party, Taminu Turaki, and Governor for your state, Seyi Makinde, to a closed-door meeting with chieftains of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Abuja on Wednesday. The ADC, whose chieftains hosted the meeting, did not disclose the issues discussed at the meeting, which lasted for over 4 hours. Correspondent Nasiru Usman reports.
The personalities at the meeting, which took place at David Mark's Abuja residence, was the first indication that the meeting was momentous. At the meeting were David Mark, National Chairman of ADC, Rauf Aregbesola, National Secretary, Peter Obi, poster boy for the coalition, Atiku Abubakar, former Vice President, Aminu Tambuwal, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the leader of the Kwankwasia movement, Rotimi Amechi, former Rivers State Governor, and many others. That roll call triggered speculation that the Turaki-led faction of the PDP was emptying into the ADC. Governor Seyi Makinde, however, told reporters that the PDP chieftains took the whole of 4 hours to show solidarity with leaders of ADC who organized a peaceful protest on Wednesday to save Nigerians' democracy.
We came here to visit the leadership of ADC. We're on a solidarity visit. We've seen what has been happening within the political space, the court, and the protest today. So we came to show solidarity and to commit to a clean, democratic space in our country.
If the Turaki-led faction of the PDP merges with the ADC, PDP would have transferred its substance to ADC, leaving a soulless party for the Wike faction. The leadership struggle, which has turned the PDP in the middle, with the Wike faction promising to not field a presidential candidate in the 2027 election, has migrated to the ADC, where the position of the national chairman is now a matter before the courts. INEC has also withdrawn its recognition of the David Mark leadership of the party, a situation which many Nigerians say endangers multi-party democracy in the country. In Abuja, Nasir Usman for Signature TV.
The Bauchi State Caucus of the All Progressive Congress has moved to manage internal divisions over the possible defection of Governor Bala Mohammed, setting up a high-powered committee to harmonize positions and engage the party's national leadership. The decision followed a caucus meeting in Abuja where members expressed sharply different views on political and structural implications of admitting the governor into the party, exposing cracks within the state chapter. Acting Secretary of the caucus, Dabo Ismail, said the committee is mandated to articulate and present the caucus demands and conditions to the national leadership in event of any defection into the APC. He added that the committee would also engage critical stakeholders to ensure a smooth and inclusive negotiation process, represent the caucus in all related discussions, and provide periodic updates to members. Speaking after the meeting, the senator representing Bauchi North Senatorial District and chairman of the caucus, Samaila Dahua, expressed dissatisfaction over what he described as a lack of prior consultation by the party's national leadership.
It's important that we approach them with caution, maturity, and sense of responsibility. As a party, the APC has always upheld the principles of inclusiveness and dialogue. However, it is equally important to recognize and respect the collective effort and sacrifices of loyal members who have consistently worked and built and sustained the party, often under challenging circumstances. The APC's strength lies in its structure, discipline, and commitment to internal democracy. It is a party that values fairness, rewards genuine contributions, and ensures that every member has the opportunity to participate and be heard. These principles must continue to guide all decisions, especially in moments that may test our unity and cohesion.
The caucus also resolved to formally communicate its position and grievances to the party's national leadership, insisting on strict adherence to due process and internal consultation. Governor Bala Mohammed, on March 31, 2026, disclosed plans to defect to the African Democratic Congress and meet ongoing political realignments ahead of future elections. His move drew further attention following a recent visit by APC National Chairman Nentawe Yilwada and Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf to the Bauchi Government House for closed-door meeting. The National Assembly has passed a vote of confidence on Tatita Security Services Nigeria Limited, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and other security agencies for their role in restoring the nation's oil production. The announcement came at a one-day conference on pipeline security and crude oil theft, where Parliament also dismissed 3 petitions challenging pipeline surveillance contracts. In recent weeks, calls for the decentralization of these contracts have gained attention. The conference brought together key stakeholders to address these concerns, although the petitioners were notably absent.
The Joint Committee knows that the petition was not received in the group of common militants for peace and unity in the United Delta, urgent demand for immediate decentralization, transparency, and competitive procurement in the surveillance contracts. The petitioners were duly invited on multiple occasions to appear before the Joint Committee to defend and substantiate the allegations contained in their petition, despite this repeated and formal invitation. The
conference, representatives from the NNPCL, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Tantita Security Services, and the Nigeria Police Force highlighted the progress made in tackling crude oil theft. They noted that Nigeria's oil production, which had dropped to about 960,000 barrels per day in August 2022 due to theft and sabotage, has now significantly improved.
While significant ground have been recovered, we must be clear-eyed. The war for energy security is not over. As Nigeria experiences heightened global geopolitical tension that continue to exert upward pressure on crude oil price, the incentive for crude theft, illegal refinery, and associated criminality persists. Any relaxation of focus or fragmentation of our current collaboration could reopen vulnerabilities within the energy security ecosystem. Accordingly, I urge all our stakeholders, legislative, executive, security, regulatory, industry, and community leaders to sustain and institutionalize the collaborative framework that have delivered these gains.
One, the pipeline vandalism incidents have dropped by over 40% compared to what we had in the past years. Secondly, we have discovered and destroyed 60% more illegal refining sites, which means we are detecting more and disrupting more. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is already mapping out strategy to achieve the 3 million barrels per day towards 2030, as anticipated by the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President.
And that has given us the results that we have been earning till today. In 2020, Nigeria was producing about 1.8. At 2021, it was about 1.6. Then in 2022, it dropped to 1.1, including condensate. Then we awarded the contract in August, and we started. Today, we're at about 1.4, including condensate, and we can still do better. Why can we do better? Because
At the conclusion of the conference, the Joint Committee moved and passed a vote of confidence on all efforts to safeguard the nation's crude oil production and curb oil theft.
Illegal connections discovered and dismantled have increased by over 300%. Volumes lost to theft have dropped from a peak of over 400,000 barrels per day to under 100,000 barrels per day. More importantly, pipeline infrastructure that was previously sabotaged weekly now enjoys longer periods of integrity. Fourth, fiscal impact. For every 100,000 barrels recovered daily, Nigeria saves approximately $3 billion annually at current prices.
The federal government's introduction of pipeline surveillance contracts, including engagement of private security firms and community-based structures, has been credited for the turnaround today. The nation reportedly produces about 1.8 million barrels of crude oil per day, significant improvement over previous years. The defense headquarters says troops have repelled an attack by Islamic State West Africa Province fighters on a military base in Beni Sheikh, Borno State. A statement released on Thursday, the defense headquarters said the attack occurred around 12:30 a.m. when insurgents attempted to breach the headquarters of a 29 Task Force brigade in Benin Sheikh. According to the military troops of Operation Hadinkai, responded with superior firepower, successfully repelling the assault and forcing the attackers to retreat. The DHQ described the attack as an act of desperation by terrorist groups following sustained losses from ongoing military operations in the northeast. While confirming that some soldiers lost their lives during the encounter, the military did not comment on reports alleging the death of a Brigadier General O. Obraima during the incident. Chief of Defense Staff Olufemi Oluyede paid tribute to the fallen troops and extended condolences to their families. Defense Headquarters said more details were made available after the next of kin of the deceased personnel have been duly informed. It also urged the public to disregard unverified reports and misinformation circulating on social media. Meanwhile, clearance operations are ongoing in the area to track fleeing insurgents and prevent regrouping, as the military reaffirmed its commitment to combating terrorism and called on citizens to provide credible intelligence. Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited has announced a significant increase in Nigeria's crude oil production, rising from a low of 960,000 barrels per day in 2022 to an average of 1.71 million barrels per day, with a peak of 1.84 million barrels per day in 2025. The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Bashiru Ojulari, discloses at a parliamentary roundtable of a state pipeline security held at the National Assembly in Abuja. Ojulari attributed the growth to the implementation of an integrated energy security system across the Niger Delta designed to tackle oil theft and pipeline vandalism, explained that the model combines policy coordination, intelligence gathering, security deployment, regulatory oversight, industry collaboration, and community-based surveillance. According to him, the improved security framework has not only boosted production, but also restored investor confidence in Nigeria's oil and gas sector. In his remarks, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, represented by Senator Jimoh Ibrahim, called for stronger collaboration among stakeholders to sustain production growth. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, represented by Julius Ihombere, urged participants to assess progress and ensure fairness and equity in the sector. The roundtable, organized by the Joint Senate and House Committees on Petroleum Resources, had in attendance top government officials, security chiefs, and industry regulators alongside private security operators. Trump slams NATO over Iran after meeting Rutte, renews Greenland threat. Trump says U.S. forces to stay near Iran, ready for next conquest. Details of these and more in our foreign stories.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
United States President Donald Trump has lashed out at NATO over its reluctance to join Washington's war on Iran and appeared to revive threats over Greenland following a meeting with the alliance's Secretary General. Writing on his Truth Social platform on Wednesday, Trump said in capitalized letters that NATO wasn't there when they needed them, and they won't be there if they need them again. The remarks came after a two-long meeting with NATO's Mark Rutte at the White House, a day after the U.S. and Iran agreed to a ceasefire. Ahead of the meeting, White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt said that member states had turned their backs on the American people who fund their nation's defense. She said Trump would have a very frank and candid conversation with the NATO chief and quoted the U.S. president as saying, "They were tested and they failed." The rhetoric has raised seats in the West that Trump could move to withdraw the U.S. from the transatlantic alliance, which he has repeatedly called a paper tiger. Several NATO members refused to open their airspace to U.S. military aircraft or send naval forces to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a vital energy route that Iran has effectively closed. United States President Donald Trump has warned that U.S. forces will remain deployed around Iran and threatened overwhelming military action if Tehran fails to meet Washington's demands, casting doubt over a fragile ceasefire. Writing on Truth Social on Wednesday, Trump said U.S. troops, aircraft, and naval forces will stay in position until what he described as the real agreement is fully implemented. The remarks came just a day after a 2-week ceasefire between Washington and Tehran, brokered by Pakistan, paused 6 weeks of fighting and briefly calmed global markets worried about disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz. Yet, Trump's language underscored how quickly the truce could unravel. He reiterated U.S. demands that Iran abandon any nuclear weapons ambitions and ensure safe passage through the vital shipping lane, while boasting that U.S. forces were loading up and resting, looking forward actually to its next conquest. United States Vice President J.D. Vance has warned Iran that it would be dumb to jeopardize its ceasefire with Washington over Israel's attacks in Lebanon. Although Pakistan, which mediated the truce, said explicitly that Lebanon is included in the 2-week ceasefire, Vance told reporters that the U.S. did not agree that Iran would stop attacking the country. Earlier on Wednesday, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi shared Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharaf's statement announcing the ceasefire. He highlighted the part about Lebanon. Still, U.S. President Donald Trump and his White House have argued that Lebanon was not part of the deal. The Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in occupied East Jerusalem has reopened to Palestinian worshippers after a 40-day closure by Israel. A verified video showed Palestinians streaming through its gates early on Thursday morning. Around 3,000 worshippers attended morning prayers. Access has been completely prohibited or restricted to a few dozen faithfuls at Jewish, Christian, and Muslim sites following the outbreak of the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran on February 28th. Israel often imposes restrictions, especially on Palestinian worshippers. The Islamic Waqf Department in occupied Jerusalem confirmed that the doors of Al-Aqsa would be reopened to all worshippers from dawn. The Jordanian-affiliated religious authority responsible for managing the mosque did not provide further details. Video from earlier showed volunteers and caretakers in courtyards and prayer areas preparing to receive worshippers and holding religious rites. And that's it on the foreign news.
Entertainment news is next.
Afrobeat star Wizkid has publicly criticized Burna Boy following an alleged assault on DJ Tunes, Wizkid's official DJ. According to reports, DJ Tunes was attacked at a Lagos nightclub on Monday night by Burna Boy and members of his entourage, reportedly for not playing his songs. The incident sparked outrage within the music community, prompting the Nigerian DJ Association to ban Burna Boy's music from playlists nationwide. Amid the backlash, Burna Boy shared a video on social media showing himself dancing in a towel, which many interpreted as a mockery of DJ Tunes. Reacting angrily, Wizkid called out Burna Boy for the incident, criticizing him for allegedly confronting DJ Tunes with a group of about 10 people. He also insulted Burna Boy and mocked the towel video, referencing rumors about his association with American rapper Diddy. Gospel artist Shola Simbal is preparing to host a special praise concert titled Shabbat Encounter in Lagos, bringing together several gospel ministers for a powerful worshiping experience focused on spiritual renewal. The event will take place at the Elevation Church and is expected to draw a large and diverse audience from across the state and beyond. Simbal, who recently returned to Nigeria from the United Kingdom to oversee preparations, said she has spent weeks ensuring every detail of the program meets expectations. She noted that the concert has been highly anticipated since last year, with considerable efforts invested in making it both spiritual, impactful, and socially meaningful. Meanwhile, the uniqueness of Shabbat Encounter, the singer emphasized that it goes beyond a typical gospel concert. She described Shabbat, a term rooted in Bible, as a loud, triumphant expression of praise that releases victory, an atmosphere the event seeks to create. According to Simbal, the program is intentionally built around three key elements: worship, warfare, and witness, rather than focusing solely on performance. It is designed to actively engage participants and foster a deeply spiritual connection. She added that the concert prioritizes spiritual impact over entertainment, using corporate praise as a channel for breakthroughs. The gathering aims to create an environment where burdens are lifted, faith are strengthened, and lives are transformed through sincere and heartfelt worship. Former Big Brother Naija housemate Sultana has paid a courtesy visit to Basi Otu, expressing her willingness to support the state's tourism sector as an ambassador. The visit was confirmed in a statement by the Cross River State government, noting that she met the governor at his country home in Adiabo. Welcoming her, Governor Otu described the visit as timely, especially during the Easter season. He commended her for choosing to spend time in the state. He also acknowledged her Cross River roots, stating that the government takes pride in celebrating its indigents and believes she has the potential to achieve even greater success. The governor praised her performance on Big Brother Naija, highlighting her journey as a reflection of resilience and courage in a highly competitive environment. Speaking on development priorities, also emphasized the importance of the creative economy and said her interest in promoting tourism aligns with the state's broader vision. He noted that the government is open to collaborating with her to strengthen Cross River's presence in culture, tourism, and entertainment. He further explained that the state is intentionally positioning itself as a leading destination in Nigeria's tourism and creative industries, supported by ongoing investment in infrastructure and cultural initiatives. He also assured her of the government's support to help grow her brand and expand her influence. Governor Otu added that further discussions would be held to formalize areas of partnership and involve key stakeholders in driving the initiative forward. That's the entertainment news. Queeneth Wokunta, Signature TV News.
Thank you for joining us for the news. I am Barry Kumo Ado.
We are local.
International communities observing every why the main market is in chaos. People
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
We have taken the vote by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Bright and early as the day breaks, as the newspaper headlines trail the stories that shape the day. We at Signature TV trail the headlines that trail the day. We interrogate the headlines. We analyze the stories that make the headlines.
Why is overrated, and they even overrated themselves, and when people see it, they are insensitive of some Nigerian children who have never had what it was.
With passion and emotion, we drive the conversation to change a narrative.
Let nobody be deceived by Nigerian high level of performing in agriculture export. We are still where we are.
Newspaper review on Signature TV every morning on Signature Morning, weekdays, and Signature New Day, weekends. Newspaper review on Signature TV. We do not just review the headlines, we make the headlines relevant to our daily lives.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them, at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Chigichi Agorom, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signature TV.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem.
There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox, it's a lens. One that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. Designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on eVibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder, so...
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that.
No.
That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on eVibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Right, the main market is in chaos. People are...
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
We have taken the vote by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem.
There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV. Bright and early as the day breaks, as the newspaper headlines trail the stories that shape the day. We at Signature TV trail the headlines that trail the day. We interrogate the headlines. We analyze the stories that make the headlines.
Wyatt is overrated, and they even overrated themselves and went into CBT. They are insensitive of some Nigerian children who have never heard what it was CBT.
With passion and emotion, we drive the conversation to change the narrative.
Let nobody be deceived by Nigerian high level of performing in agriculture export. We are still where we are.
Newspaper review on Signature TV every morning on Signature Morning weekdays and Signature New Day weekends. Newspaper review on Signature TV. We do not just review the headlines, we make the headlines relevant to our daily lives.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them, at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Tigiti Agorom, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signature TV.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox, it's a lens. One that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. Designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem.
There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them, at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Chigichi Agorom, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signature TV.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on eVibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder. So
Okay, I don't know that one.
outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that.
No.
That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on eVibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.
We are local.
International communities observe
Just finished the game.
Right, the main market is in chaos. People are...
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
We have taken the vote by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Bright and early as the day breaks, as the newspaper headlines trail the stories that shape the day. We at Signature TV trail the headlines that trail the day. We interrogate the headlines. We analyze the stories that make the headlines.
WAEC is overrated, and they even overrated themselves and went into CBT. They are insensitive of some Nigerian children who have never had what we call CBT.
With passion and emotion, we drive the conversation to change a narrative.
Let nobody be deceived by Nigerian high level of performing in agriculture export. We are still where we are.
Newspaper review on Signature TV every morning on Signature Morning, weekdays, and Signature New Day, weekends. Newspaper review on Signature TV. We do not just review the headlines, we make the headlines relevant to our daily lives.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Tigiti Agorum, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signature TV.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem. There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox, it's a lens, one that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. Designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on e-vibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
I should try harder, so...
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hubs on E-Vibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.
We are local.
International communities just finished the thing. Why the main market is in chaos. People
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
We have taken the vote by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem. There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV. Bright and early as the day breaks, as the newspaper headlines trail the stories that shape the day. We at Signature TV trail the headlines that trail the day. We interrogate the headlines. We analyze the stories that make the headlines.
Wayek is overrated, and they even overrated themselves and went into CBT. They are insensitive of some Nigerian children who have never had what they call CBT.
With passion and emotion, we drive the conversation to change the narrative.
Let nobody be deceived by Nigerian high level of performing in agriculture export. We are still where we are.
Newspaper review on Signature TV every morning on Signature Morning weekdays and Signature New Day weekends. Newspaper review on Signature TV. We do not just review the headlines, we make the headlines relevant to our daily lives.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them, at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Tigiti Agorum, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signature TV.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox, it's a lens, one that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. Designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem. There's no outstanding graduate when Obi took over from me. I left, in all the accounts of Anambra State, 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Morning on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
Health is more than a diagnosis. It's your lifestyle, your choices, and your future. Join us on Inside Health, your weekly deep dive into the stories, science, and solutions shaping your well-being. From expert interviews to real-life journeys of healing and hope, we cover it all.
One of the complications of cancer management or treatment is they have some of them, at one point in time, you see them having anemia. Okay, so you see them at times being transfused. But at the same time, you come in with a diet.
Nutrition, mental health, innovations in medicine, fitness, and everyday wellness. Whether you're managing a condition, staying informed, or just living your best life, Inside Health is your trusted guide.
I'm Tigiti Agorum, and I'll be with you every week on Inside Health, only on Signature TV.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on e-vibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts. We've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder. So
Okay, I don't know that one.
outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hubs on E-Vibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Welcome to Signature Morning on Signature TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Today is Friday, the 10th day of April, 2026. Thank you so much for joining us. I think I'm enjoying this weather a little bit much because it's really been cool and chill, considering that the weather has been quite hot for the past couple of months leading to this period. Anyway, don't go anywhere as we'll be coming up with our newspaper headlines and review in a moment. I am Uchenna Chimdi Oluoha. Welcome back. Now let's look at what we have on the headlines this morning, starting with the Punch newspaper. And on the headlines, it says, fresh blow for ADC as state congresses stall on page 2. With rider, court halts Adamawa Congress, Anambra, Ondo, Zamfara put on hold. Kaduna Oshun factions pull out, mixed outcomes in Kebbi, Sokoto, Plateau. ADC asks Abuja courts to void INEC's decision on Mark Arebeshola. FG insists Nigeria safe as US pulls embassy officials. Borno attack, Army General, terrorists killed, Tinubu mourns. World Bank says Nigeria poverty hit 63% despite easing inflation. Power outages, insecurity, top business challenges, CBN survey on page 43. On the Nigerian Tribune, page 6, major headline, it says, dark day in Borno. Brigadier General, others killed in Beni Sheikh military base attack. Troops neutralized cause of insurgents. Tinubu mourns with families, describes fallen soldiers as unforgettable heroes. FG pushes back as US orders embassy employees' families to leave Abuja. Southern Middle Belt leaders, FG too soft on terrorists, call for abolition of Operation Open Corridor. Petrol price may hit 2,000 naira per litre, TUC warns. Wants FG to subsidize crude, fast-track CNG infrastructure. NADDC SON launch VCAP to strengthen vehicle safety, industry standards. UBA drives youth empowerment with graduate program, equips over 700 young professionals. Nigeria calls on UN to promote fair hydrogen economy. On the Vanguard newspaper, page 10, special report, cutthroat rent hikes worsening Nigeria's housing crisis. How landlords, estate agents exploit hapless tenants with arbitrary rent fees. While rents are skyrocketing, what Nigeria must do. Low incomes, high building costs, weak mortgage system, others fingered. 550,000 housing units needed yearly to overcome 15 million deficit in 10 years. Middle East crisis calls grow for inclusion of Lebanon in peace deal. Obasanjo says until we come together, nobody will fix Nigeria for us. World Bank downgrades Nigeria's 2026 economic growth to 4.1%. All right, to the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper says on page 2, federal government panel to review $200 billion gas, power, rail project proposal. 2.2 million candidates to sit for 2026 UTME, April 16th. UBA widens youth empowerment with graduate program. Boko Haram fighter who killed many sentenced to death. School City inaugurated in Lagos, and Mark-led ADC returns to court after threats and protests. Now over to the Guardian newspaper. On the big story pages 4 and 5, it says service charge, how government squeezes masses to fund bureaucracy inefficiency. NNPC, NUPRC, oil majors insist on 3 MBPD target, seek lower production costs. George alleges plot by APC INEC to undermine democracy, warns against one-party state. ADC Abejide leads protest to INEC, demands Bala's recognition. Ohaneze seeks Kanu's release, bans Ezigbo title outside Igbo land. Nigeria's future, age-long conflicts worry Obasanjo. Reinstate petrol import licenses to avert inflation spike, World Bank urges Nigeria. Lagos judiciary leverages tech to reduce 64% of 80,812 inmates awaiting trial. Now on the Daily Trust newspaper, terrorists kill general, 17 others in Borno. Again, Tinubu absent as Lagos projects commissioned. Robbers cut off teacher's hand in Kano. And on page 8, 2027, don't truncate democracy, Iowa think tank, CSOs caution opposition. We've covered the headlines on the papers this morning, and it's time for our newspaper review with Chris Maduka. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Uche, and good morning, dear people of the world. Welcome again to Signature Television, our Signature Morning Newspaper Review. God bless you.
All right, now the headlines say, first of all, that we have fresh Borno attack, that day in Borno, Brigadier General, others killed in military base attack, and also U.S. Embassy has ordered their employees and families to leave Abuja because of the obvious insecurity in the country.
You know that the Igbo proverb that says, ọ bụrụ na nwa ọkụkọ na-ele isi na-ele ọkpa, ọ sị na ọ na-aha mmanụ. When a chicken that is put on a barbecue, bringing out oil while it's being roasted, it's already, there's what they call 10 stage of death. But the chicken may be thinking that he's just bringing out oil. No, it will be boasting that. What am I saying? Nigeria, at the level we are, is assuring the international public not to pull their staff from the embassies from Nigeria, especially US, that have a very high level of data and security alerts. They may have seen what we are now seeing, or what our leaders may have seen and grouse over it. And they now feel that Abuja, of all places, is unsafe for the staff of United States of America Embassy in Nigeria. And they've ordered their staff to pull off with their families. And the only thing my federal government will do is to say, no, Don't go. Everywhere is safe. Come on. In the same newspaper that's reporting that, another barrack in Borno, one general, 17 soldiers, that's the figure they can give us. And then you pull down. You go pull down to other newspapers. You see attacks, killings, so many things that shows that Nigeria is not at home. This is almost the 100th time I'm saying this. I started saying this long time. I'm not a prophet. I'm not claiming anything. But as a Nigerian that look at these newspaper headlines every day and talk about it, when you put 2 and 2 together, there is a high level of insecurity in Nigeria that's gotten to a level. What I expected our leaders and high level of security offices to do is to find out why US is pulling their staff. For US, of all places, to pull their staff, not from any other place, from the embassy in Abuja. Only God knows what next will happen. Only God knows what else will happen. One day we were here, I was telling you about the insecurity every day, insecurity, killings. Now they've even faced the army. The other day, how many policemen? So many. It's gotten to this level. They select barracks to attack. There is viral rumor everywhere of attacks. There was one, I saw one Igbo man with fact check. That there was some kind, warning that we attacking Kwara, that we attacking Borno, they were attacking Plateau, they were attacking Benue. All those attacks took place in successions. And we're here. US this morning has ordered their staff to pull away. And they pay our people who are paid with speaking on behalf of our president, is telling US not to worry, Abuja is safe. As far as they're concerned, that sense of very fragile security they enjoy, they think is safety. How can you be safe in Abuja? Some of them that represent the National Assembly, that represent Borno, where this barrack that was attacked, let the man go to his village. Some of them, let them leave Abuja, go to the villages, and stay, open their doors, welcome their constituents, invite the American government to come and see how safe Nigeria is. Let them travel by Nigerian roads. And then, sorry about that. But when they travel by Nigerian road, to film their travels, send it to US Embassy. Tell them you can see how safe Nigerian roads are. As officials of Nigeria, governors, commissioners, ministers, we travel by road, even with our massive convoys of security and what they call the armored cars. We are safe. Don't bother to go. But somebody will sit down in one air-conditioned office. Probably that person has been in Abuja, has not visited this constituency for the last 10 years. Telling the I'm sorry. This is what I must say. It's okay.
Oh, well, moving on, we see that petrol price may hit 2,000 naira per litre. TUC is warning, and they want the federal government to subsidize crude, fast-track CNG infrastructure.
You know that someday we had that the federal government paid somebody $9 million or so to learn the image of Nigeria and US. And even a single Nigerian politician paid 3 point or what, I don't know how much he paid, we've forgotten the figure, to render his image or help his campaign in his bid to be a Nigerian politician. If you put this money we spend together, it can give succor to our crude, especially during this time of a Middle East crisis. But our government, in their infinite wisdom, felt that where they will spend this money is to sound good in some part of the world, but within we are smelling like
shit. You know, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that our priorities, we are not getting our priorities right. And that's how we went to TUC, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria. I was here, and I predicted that Nigeria refined petroleum products will get to 5,000 naira level. And as at that time, even the federal government itself would have felt that, well, there's no need to do tonne increase and reduce. And then there will no need for NNPC to import and export and throw away and collect. And then Dangote to push and pull. That will not, when they put the price at that, anywhere you get fuel, whether it's a oil refinery, anywhere, you'll be making money, Nigeria will stabilize. All this trash of telling people lies about oil and gas, TUC is warning about it. And what is TUC warning? Petrol sells in some part of Nigeria 2,000 naira as we're talking now. So what is that you will not get to? The people who regulate the price, they regulate in Abuja and Lagos. Have you ever heard when they are regulating price, they tell you about another state? That is not the place they are worried about. And when they get the price in Abuja at 1,350 and probably Lagos at 1,400, then don't leave the rest. Sell anything you want in other places. Let them come out, tell them the West World is selling around where we are in 1,006. Then go to the exterior of Enugu State, to Anambra, Southeast, where you have a lot of OK-Coca for filling stations, who probably bought whatever they are reselling from somebody who have access to the depot. And they will buy 33,000 liters at the margin they want to cover, selling all those drops. If you go to villages where you have motorcycle as the only sort of transport and keke, probably. You go to a filling station there, you see how people measure fuel in drops. And so if you find a filling station who bought and took to that interior, you expect them to sell 1,350 in Abuja, 1,004. They are selling as they bought to make margin. So if you ask me, TUC is not predicting. Fuel is already in some part of Nigeria where terrorists and bandits are holding fuel. Fuel sells for 5,000 naira per liter. So this is Nigeria for us. So if you ask us, U.S. Embassy and their staff, please stay. Nigeria is cool and calm. We thank God for that, for cool and calmness. But this is, like I said, pretense. What is the ego? If you say where your problems are, people can actually help you. If you are sincere, instead of pretending about it. If sickness, my father told me, does not hide somebody, why hiding the sickness? Why should I isoboya? Probably I have one deadly sickness and just manage it so that people will know. Is it when I drop? If Nigerian problem does not hide Nigeria, why is Nigerian leadership trying to hide our problem? For who? And we are feeling this pain every day. Let's go, my sister.
Okay, there is a special report on the Vanguard talking about rent hikes. Cutthroat rent hikes worsening Nigeria's housing crisis. And let me just read some of the riders for you. They said how landlords, estate agents exploit hapless tenants with arbitrary rents and fees.
I am a living example. And I've said this several times. I live in Enugu. For the last 12 years, 15 years I've been in this town. We started paying house rent for a flat of 3 bedroom at 360,000 naira per year. The highest increase we got at a point, and we felt that things are getting bad, was at 460 or something like that. But at the beginning of last year, the whole area where I stay, all the landlords increased the rent by 100%. In part of the place where I live, because it's an old building, what they do now is when any tenant leaves at 900,000 of a flat, the next person coming will pay 1.5. And that's what is happening. They can go and fact check. If you tell the landlords, they will tell you the state government is taxing them. Tenancy levy in ENUGU has gone haywire. A room in ENUGU has abundant of high institutions where students will overflow in the little that have the hostels for themselves. But most of them, because of the generational issue, the Gen Zs, if you're a parent, you have a student in ENUGU, you pay for a flat where your child will stay. So if you're paying 1 million naira in a flat where you stay, probably you pay 750 for a self-contained or one room for where your son or daughter is staying as a graduate. You pay school fees at all this. These are increased because of cost. The school fees have gone haywire, especially so many private universities around the ENUGU. So these are costs. You enter public transport. The everyday transport drivers will quarreling with market women, quarreling with civil servants. We have increased arbitrarily every day. Want to suck from the same people that have no increase in their income. In fact, some of them are in static or not getting anything. But the system is sucking and killing people, and people are dropping and dying. The government is smiling and pretending to. How can the government build these structures and the human index is 0? You are painting on the road white and black. White people are dying. So what have you achieved? You want to create a paradise, come everywhere is smooth. Well, you are taxing the people to death. And you say it's development. Right? I might be a single. No, it's development. Maybe because I'm poor, I don't have money to pay, that's why I'm crying. But even the rich are crying because they don't. So why are you asking about insecurity? Why are you asking about youth restlessness and what kind of some kind of unimaginable crime that take place in our environment to survive? There's nothing people do not engage to do now because the government, they told us, state government are getting so much high money from federal government because of subsidy removal. The state allocation have increased. The state government went down to the state in tax people. Just recently, thanks God for ENUGU state government, they remove 200 naira they take from women who carry up and banana around every day. He has to put a fiat executive order. Stop taxing these women. And people have been telling the same governor that the tax, people are dying of tax. You get to a point, probably we are getting to a point where people are seeking for second tenor. And you can remove 200. When after we come back and another person will put it, when you get to a point they remove. When some people have died, when some people have been pushed back to the age of the villages because they can never stay to survive in a city where they find life. So it's Nigeria.
Yes.
So think about it. Take the example of rent. Rent. A lot of people are just the only thing they work for in their life is to pay rent and stay, because some of them have retired civil servants in places like ENUGU. They can't even have a one room in their villages to go back. So they want to manage and live like that, use whatever they can to survive on paying only landlords. And then when they die, they can be thrown up in the bush. That's Nigeria for you. And the politicians are working. Only thing that is in their mind is 2027. No, it doesn't matter what you feel and how they get to 2027. They can march on your corpse to 2027. We wish they luck. Politicians, Nigerian politicians, safe journey to 2027.
All right,
but remember,
let's take this one more before we go.
Yeah.
Ohaneze 6 Kanos release and bans Ezigbo title outside Igbo land.
We have talked about it and Signet TV. We have brought people, experts and opinions, even some traditional rulers who came and gave the opinion. If you ban Ezigbo, which I believe should be banned, but when you come and say ban, what alternative? Because Igbo man must get himself organized anywhere he is. That's their only power of unity. They believe that Igbo Bike. There's nowhere you don't find effort to the whole Nigerian tribes. After in ENUGU, We have Sarikin House Hour. What's the meaning of Sarikin House Hour? We have the order of Yoruba. Here, the leader of Yoruba. Is it because they call it Ezigbo? We said, don't call it Ezigbo. Call it Onyendu Onisi Igbo, or whatever. It's because Johannes and Igbo has failed to what we call multiply effect to spread to all the towns in Nigeria, because everywhere in Nigeria you have Igbos, and Johannes should have been the umbrella body. But because these people distrust of Johannes, they are forming themselves into group. There's no time you get to, even if you have 2 or 3 people from one community, they will form their town union and be meeting. Then at the central, that's how they get and they come together, they form an Igbo community in that place. And they form a community. They must select a leader. Their only offense, as usual, because they are Igbos, is because they call it Ezigbo. Fine. Call it another name. Leave all the paraphernalia of traditional titles that go with it. But don't forget, because this is another way to destabilize all the unity you have, so that you also you must get yourself organized. If it is the so much highfalutin titles that is causing this trouble, I also support that. I mean, the hood does not make the monk.
All right, Chris, I think we'll have to
Thank you.
End it at this for the newspaper headlines and review segment.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you for having tolerated this little minute of talking about newspaper headlines. Go and take Panadol each time. But that's, by the way, it's part of our sacrifice to make sure Nigeria gets somewhere. Whether it works or not, we have to be saying. This is the only thing we say. Politicians and people in leadership, you take care. But remember, your name will be written on the marble of history that you were there when Nigeria got spoiled. This is the first time in my life that U.S. Embassy is pulling their staff out of Nigeria. Only God knows what will happen next. But then, since we are a religious country, God bless you. God bless Nigeria. God keep blessing us and protecting and keep us. Remember that God blessing are meant for those who deserve to be blessed.
That's it for our newspaper headlines and review. Signature Morning will be back in a moment.
Do you want to excel in exams or earn professional certification? At Jalavi Tutors, we train students and professionals to master mathematics, economics, accounting, stockbroking, and finance. Our programs help you to pass academic exams with confidence, prepare for professional certifications, build strong analytical and financial skills, learn from expert tutors through live online classes. Whether you're a secondary school student, university student, or working professional, our training will help you succeed. 100% online learning, flexible classes, expert tutors. Seats are limited. Enroll now at www.jalamitutors.com.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Why the main market is in chaos. People are...
We are national.
Those in support of this motion as amended, say aye. Aye.
We have taken the vote by default.
We are international.
Israeli airstrikes. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
The way we see the world shapes the way we change it. Gender isn't just a checkbox, it's a lens, one that helps us understand the world more deeply and act more fairly. Gender Perspectives, a program for those ready to see more, do more, and be more. Designed to challenge assumptions, ignite conversations, and build inclusive solutions across every sector of society.
We are not, fighting the men. We are not saying we are equal in terms of rights. We're only asking they should recognize our existence.
Join us on Gender Perspectives, showing every Saturday by 4 p.m. Repeat every Wednesdays by 5 p.m. and Thursdays by 3 p.m. Change begins with perspective. Let's widen yours.
Bright and early, as the day breaks, as the newspaper headlines trail the stories that shape the day, we at Signature TV trail the headlines that trail the day. We interrogate the headlines. We analyze the stories that make the headlines.
WAEC is overrated, and they even overrated themselves and went into CBT. They are insensitive of some Nigerian children who have never had what they call CBT.
With passion and emotion, we drive the conversation to change the narrative.
Let nobody be deceived by Nigerian high level of performing in agriculture export. We are still where we are.
Newspaper review on Signature TV every morning on Signature Morning, weekdays, and Signature New Day, weekends. Newspaper review on Signature TV. We do not just review the headlines, we make the headlines relevant to our daily lives.
Welcome back. Now, the 2027 political build-up is all over the place. That's what everyone is talking about, and that's what we'll be talking about this morning, looking at Nigerian politicians and the struggle for relevance. Now, we have joining us via Zoom Prince Kennedy Ahanotu. He is a national youth leader, Labour Party, and is also a development economist. You're welcome to Signature Morning. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Ahanotu, can you hear me? If you can, please unmute your microphone so we can hear you clearly as well.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, Nigerians. I can hear you. Good morning.
All right, I can hear you now. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, talking about the political build, or particularly Nigerian politicians and the struggle for relevance, a lot of people are of the opinion that Nigerian politicians are, in this constant cycle or constantly trying to remain relevant rather than be accountable. What do you think about that? What is your response to that from your own perspective?
Yeah, but that notion is very much correct because having been a partisan person for the past 10 years, I can boldly tell you that we have politicians and political gladiators in Nigeria who are not actually interested in building political institutions, but only interested in their political ambition. And because of that, each 4 years, you see recycled leaders trying to repeat what they've done in the past to take over power and nothing more, nothing less. So I support those that have that notion that nothing much from Nigerian politicians, especially those crop of politicians we currently have. What they do is recycle themselves, share themselves to various sides, and begin to, compete. That is what they do.
So just to have a broader perspective on the issue of being relevant, can you tell us, what exactly would you say that this idea of political relevance entails, particularly in Nigerian political space? Mr. Hanotu, can you hear me?
Well, what? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
So I said what Nigerian political gladiators do is to create relevance around themselves. They do this by making the citizens believe that they are the savior of the country. And they do it by, impeding on political institutions. They feel they are larger than institutions. And that is what they continue to do. So political relevance in Nigeria is an individually based kind of thing. It's not an institutionally based kind of thing. That is why somebody will boldly tell you that without me, what is the PDP? Without me, what is Labour Party? Without me, what is APC? Because they believe that it's all about them, that it's not about political parties and it's not about political institutions. It's everything about them. And if they are not being given the ticket, no other person should have it. That is why we are where we are today.
So in what ways would you say that this behavior from our politicians is affecting the turnout, particularly when it comes to democratic processes, election, and things around democracy in Nigeria?
Yes, it has gross effect on political processes. Number one effect is that when institutions are not stable, it will be difficult to demand justice and even to demand a very proactive and solid process from the political institutions like the INEC, like the judiciary, who are now the voters and counters of votes in Nigeria. Because the electorate will go to the polling unit and vote only for the judiciary to upturn the entire process. So you see, but this is happening because there is no strong institutions. What we have is strong individuals. And having strong individuals has a limited effect, because once you have a strong individual, there must be another stronger individual that can always keep him out. And that is why once you win a president, they see you as Lord and personal savior of the country. And you have control of army, you have control of police, you have control of INEC, you have control of everything. because there are no strong institutions. And the politicians we have in this part of the world knows that if institutions are strengthened and institutions are stable, it will be difficult for them to have their ways. If you make police independent, that they don't have to take authority, from anybody, that the authority comes from Nigerian constitution and Nigerian citizens, it will be difficult for a president to dictate what they will do on election day. The same thing goes to appointment of electoral umpire. If you withdraw the power of appointing INEC chairman from the presidency, and that process comes from the citizens, it will be difficult for even the incumbent president to decide what happens in INEC or what happens with the election result. The same thing goes to other institutions. So the effect of this the effect on political processes by these unstable political institutions is enormous.
Now that brings me to talk about the issue of defections. Now, as 2027 approaches, we are seeing a number of a high level of defections from one political party to another. So, what is your submission to that idea of mass defections from one party to another party, as we see happening currently in the country?
Yes, it's only in Nigeria that happens with alacrity. People do it with high level of I don't know. You see, people defect anyhow. Somebody can wake up and defect. You see, there's one senator from Abia State that just defected and said that his party is having crisis, where there was no crisis in his party, just because he has another form of companions that he wants to work with. And he now feels that the Afghan that he belongs to, that they suspended him, no proof of any crisis, no proof of suspension, and he just decided to defect. And this speaks to the fact that we have poor political institutions. And they believe that once you join APC, whatever sins you must have committed will be forgiven. The moment you join APC, you are sure, 80% sure of returning or winning your elections. But I don't think it will help us, if we actually want to practice democratic norms. Defection will not help the country. Look at in the case of Labour Party, we produce about 35 House of Representative members, a governor, and 8 senators. But today, most of them have left. 90% of them have gone to APC and few in ADC. So you see that there is no political will by the politicians we have. What we have in Nigeria are opportunists, people that want to take advantage of a process to get to where they are. In fact, they look at political parties as special purpose vehicles. Their interest is to win election. The moment they win election, they are not interested in investing in any political development. They are not investing in sustainability of political institutions. They are not investing in whatsoever, anything to make sure that the political party they won election is stabilized. So that is what we have in Nigeria. It's regrettable, actually, and it's not the norm. It's not the best thing to happen to any nation. But in Nigeria, if you are not in the ruling party, you are seen as somebody that is wearing back of your clothes. You have no respect. Your friends will run away from you because they see you as an opposition leader. And opposition in Nigeria is seen as a taboo. It's seen as a crime. And that is why some of us that have been 10 years in opposition can tell you that it's not bed of roses. It's not an easy journey.
Right, now it's quite interesting because you mentioned about the Labour Party and how there have been mass defections to the APC and also to the ADC. And so that brings me to us, because I mean in 2023 Labour Party saw a huge surge. Everybody was identifying with the Labour Party, but fast forward to now, hearing issues around internal disputes and leadership changes and all whatnot that have raised a lot of concerns, and also the defections that you've mentioned and people that have left the Labour Party so far. So how would you, looking at all that has happened, how would you assess the party's current stability? How is Labour Party currently faring at this point, looking at the broader political space and all the movements that are happening and all the preparations leading to 2027?
In all honesty, I wouldn't deceive Nigerians to boast that Labour Party is stable currently. Given the fact that since after our 2023 participation in election, there has been litigations. Some of the people that won election under the platform of Labour Party have made it a point of duty to destroy the party structure that gave them victory. And since 2023 to date, we've been in and out of court dragging leadership. Even when the leadership of the party is known, but certain individuals felt that because they have won election and they have become governors, they should be God and personal savior of the party. But Labour Party is not built to be owned and managed and decided decision-making by an individual. Labour Party is a party for the social democrats. It's a party for the common people. It's a party for the farmers, party for the wheelbarrow pushers. And that is why you can have somebody like me coming from a zero background, no godfather, becoming one of the prominent leaders, national leaders of the party. I don't have any sponsor. I don't have anybody that seconded me, that recommended me to become whatever I've been in the party. So after that election, the career politicians that we mistakenly gave tickets in 2023 now they want to transfer the ideology of all these established political parties where there must be a control of an individual. There must be an individual who is seen as deciding and determining, who have to have the party at his whims and caprices. That is what the Labour Party has experienced since after 2023. We have so many programs and projects that we wanted to implement, but because of the in and out of court process, we've not been able to confirm to Nigerians that what we actually did in 2023 is not a mere magic. It's unfortunate that we've been in and out of court. We've not been able to do any program, implement any program that will deepen democracy and make Nigerians to love Labour Party the more. But it's not our fault. I think it is the fault of those who joined us because we are largely peaceful before they are coming to the party. We are largely peaceful, producing our 1 House of Reps, 2 House of Reps, and the peace has been maintained in the party. But it's unfortunate, it is what it is. I don't see the party mustering the level of energy we mustered in 2023 because we are going into 2027, just few months from now, a broken house. And there's no way we'll make much impact with a broken house. It's unfortunate and it's regrettable anyway.
Right. And so what about the coalition? Because we've also seen that the coalition is also gaining a lot of ground, and most of the prominent people that pushed Labour Party in 2023 are now identifying with the coalition. So, and it seems like currently this same coalition seems to be going through a lot of controversy, particularly with INEC, and also internal party disputes and leadership issues as well. So what do you think about the ADC as a coalition and what is happening so far, looking at also the people who were once in Labour Party that are now identifying with the coalition?
It's only one person that played a prominent role in Labour Party that joined ADC. Others that followed him are pepper soup dum-dum politicians. They are opportunists looking to leverage on the credibility of one individual to win their elections. So it's only one person that left Labour Party to join that coalition. But let me tell you this, that there's nothing like coalition. What we have in Nigeria is coalition of political gladiators. It's not coalition of political parties. And what they do is that they coalesce every 4 years when they don't have their interests protected in the serving government. They coalesce to fight the serving government. But the difference between this coalition and the coalition of 2014 is that coalition of 2014 was done through a process, and it was done over a year before election of 2015. APC was a merger of political parties, ACN, AD, some part of ANPP, some part of PDP, they call them new PDP then, some part of ABGA, they came together and agreed as a political bloc to work together to oust the former president. But then their interest is personal in nature. Of course, that was why since the emergence of APC, people are saying that Nigerians are not enjoying the leadership of APC. But I can tell you that this particular coalition is a failure, will always fail, because even from the beginning, you see that the antecedent is not clear. It will be disastrous for anybody to choose this coalition ahead of the current government in power. It will be a disaster. Because in 2023, we comfortably campaigned against the structure of criminality. Mention one person in that coalition that have not been a former governor, that have not been a former minister, that have not been a former vice president, that have not been a former attorney general of the federation, that have not been a former this or a former that. Ask them what they did when they were in government. They had opportunities to enact policies that should have changed the course of governance and changed the course of institutional development in Nigeria. But they were comfortably enjoying the auras of their offices. It is now that another man has become the president and even has some boldness of denying some of them some privileges and opportunities. It is now they realize that they have to coalesce to bring good governance. They are all washed. There is nothing like coalition. I'm happy today that a young man of 46 years have made old men of over 60, 70 years to walk the street of Abuja. For the first time in Nigeria, it's happening. And I'm happy that Nigerian youth are beginning to realize that these guys are using our brain. If they are sincere and they mean well, why can't they coalesce and bring me as a young Nigerian of 42 years to be the presidential candidate and let them come and support me? But no, it's either they become the presidential candidate or nothing. So I'm happy that they are enjoying some level of crisis in coalition, because I know that they never got it right from day one. They were all destroyers of political party who left their political parties to come together to say they are forming coalition. So more will still unravel in the coming weeks.
All right, very interesting conversation we've had with you this morning, Prince Kennedy Ahanotu. I had a couple more for you, but we have to wrap it up now. We hope to have you some other time to continue this discussion. But thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll go on a break and we'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.